Shout out to the God Turk, Supreme Clientele Radio. Diablo, SR the General, full blast the beat God. Graff Champs, yeah, Graff Champs, Graff Champs, yeah, Graff Champs. Shout out the Graff Champs. Shout out the Graff Champs. Shout out the Graff Champs. Shout out to Graff Champs. Welcome, tune in to Graff Champs. We appreciate the love and support for all the Graff Champs. The most amazing and iconic artists out here smashing it from the train yards to the rooftops to the storefronts, highways, catching wreck. SR the General, he be going crazy, bro, from his Instagram account, Supreme Clientele Radio. Interviewing all the icons, the ones that led the way. Salute to all the fallen legends, the ones that set the stage. Moment of silence, let us remember those. Peace. Whether they family or they were friend or foe. Hate them or love them, let's show them some respect. Major contribution in hip-hop, Graff Champs to the death. Ready and willing, never scared to fry. Never. Chancing the odds of getting up, prepared to rise. Super talented vandals, never scared to die. Let's show them love while they breathing. Go ahead and share the life, share the life. So tell a friend to go and tell a friend. Interviews are dope from the start up to the end. To the end. Let's show them love and call it glory time. Repost his post on your post, share his post up on your storyline. We Graff Champs. We out.
What up, baby? Big Louie and what's the yo?
Let me close this door before I have the kiddies in the background like you.
Exactly, the kiddies is in the background.
Yo, let me tell you, that is so dope. You know what I mean? Because it's raw. You know, it's raw. Kids in the background and all that.
We gotta make it happen no matter what's around. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, if not, they're gonna take center stage, man. They're gonna shut it down.
That's
and
a
be
fact.
like, yo, I'm hungry right now.
Yo, that's a fact, Lou. Yo, I just want to thank you. First of all, Graff Champs wants to thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fans been asking from day one since Louie 167, and personally, you're one of my
I appreciate it, man.
top favorite street bombing niggas, like killing shit. So, all right, basically the fans want to know from the beginning. Okay, like, first of all, all right, you came up from the Bronx, right? What area in the Bronx?
I would say like early 80s, you know, like everybody else, searching for a name, searching for an identity. You know, I played around with different names before I just said, fuck it, it's just going to be Louie, you know, and 167 behind it. So yeah, like my first piece, I posted it recently, was in 86. So I was already, you know, banging before that, you know, especially bombing wise. That was like my first piece. But as far as bombing, I was already hitting the streets crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, probably 83, 84, maybe, you know?
So that's when you first picked up the can and started like doing it.
For sure.
So from the beginning, when you picked up the can, you took it serious from the beginning?
Like, I'm not sure if, like, I didn't know that it was going to become this, you know, because you don't know that, you don't know if it's going to gravitate and pull you in, you know? But, you know, coming up in New York City, watching Star Wars, you know, I came up in an era where there was still graffiti on the trains, you know, the buses. Like, you see clean buses, yo, we used to kill them buses. You know what I mean? So, you know, as I progressed or whatever, and I felt deeper into it, I see styles. I'm rolling around in a bike just taking pictures as a fan, and I'm like, nah, this is something I want to do seriously. You know what I'm saying?
So who was you a fan of? Who was you a fan of?
Well, back then, I was taking pictures of TAT shit. They've been rocking since back then. You know, you had TR Nation. You know, you had Shays and Craft. Like, Rick One and Cade, man, took me under their wing. Like, Rick One is a monster. Like, Rick One will climb over people, like, while they sitting there and bust tags. You know, like, fuck it, that's what it is. You know, so, yeah, they took me in, man, and you know, I took it and Tabor tell you, I took it and I just ran with it, you know, but it was something that took me over, man, and, you know, I got the backpack, you know, mom's just like, yo, she hear the shaky shake, and she's like, yo, just be careful, man, because you know, I wasn't gonna be stopped, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
So all right. So in them years when you first started, now give me a sense of how the street was, because a lot of the viewers some of them are younger, so they don't know. It's way different back then. So give me the feel of how the streets was.
Well, let me tell you, back then, you had no West Side Highway. So that shit, you would go there and you would bomb it up. There were no cars. Like, that whole West Side Highway shit didn't even exist. The Freedom Tunnels, there were no trains running by that. You know, buses was getting hit, layups. The abandoned station on 18th Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, rooftops. I mean, it was wild, because back then there was a lot of abandoned buildings. You know, the Bronx was on fire, man. You know what I'm saying? So it was Graff all over the place. You know, there was no vandal squad. There was no buffing walls and, you know, in shopping areas, if you don't clean your gates, you get a fine. None of that shit existed. You know? So it was a free for all, man. Like, you had to go out there, you had to put in work, you had to get high tags, you had to, you know, kill a block, kill a bus route, you know, a train line. Like, you had to put in the work, because there was so many people, it was so congested that your work will stand you out from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it was wild, man. You know, it was a whole different thing. Now you got eyes in the skies, you got cameras on every. Look, let me tell y'all, anybody who's out there bombing, you've been caught on camera. You know what I'm saying? There's no avoiding it. It's just a matter of time before they say, all right, this dude's in our radar, let's go track him down, this and that, whatever. But that didn't exist back then. You know, you came home on the train from a bombing mission, you got paint all over you, hands is crazy. We didn't wear gloves back then, you know what I'm saying? We was rolling it. Bang, bang, bang. And you on the train, people are going to work, and you coming home from breaking night with, like, paint all over you, man. And
yes,
you know, it was an incredible feeling, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a youngster, man. Especially as a youngster. You know?
Yeah, I love that feeling, especially when you're making it home, and while you're on your way home, you're thinking about all the fill-ins and everything you just did, right? That shit is such a good feeling. I love that shit.
Like, I'm the type of cat, man. Like, I get amped. You know, I got smoke coming out the top of my head. I'm walking around with no fucks given, can in hand. Like, this is what I'm here to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me nothing, man. Don't say nothing to me and get out my way, man.
Right, that's right.
Real, man,
so,
for real. You know, it was
one thing I always wanted to ask you, so the 167, that was the number of the block you lived on, or something like that?
So I came up on 187 in Webster, right? And then while I was in high school, we moved to 167 in Girard. But I still always hung out on Webster. You'd always catch me on Webster. I went to Roosevelt High School. You know what I'm saying? So you always caught me on Webster in 187. But you know, again, I went through names. Me and my man Spark, you know, from playing Little League ball, we fucked around with names. We was amazing craze, but they had those names, you know. And it's funny because I hear a lot of cats, you know, on your podcast, and they're like, yo, like, I played around with names. Everybody goes through that. You know what I'm saying? And we played around with names. I'm in Roosevelt, my man Drain, he was Zonster or some shit. I was into comic books, so I started writing Baxter from, like, the Baxter building where the Fantastic Four live in and whatever. You know, and he was be a bastard, and I'm like, yo, I gotta change this shit up, man. And then, you know, you sit at home and you scribing, you're in the black books, you know, fucking with names, and I say, yo, you know what, it's gonna be Louie, man, and it's gonna be 167, because everybody that knows me from Webster. They don't know me from over there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So
it was a tactic.
So if you was looking for me, you wouldn't know where to find me. You know what I'm saying? But I was in Webster. I wasn't on 167 in Girard. Like, cats from Girard didn't even know who I was until one day, man. And I'm a go off course, but shouts to TV, right? Because, yo, we was in this incredible, crazy beef. And so, you know, one day I'm coming down 167, and I got the big jeans with the graffiti all on them. And this man Tex stops me, right? May God rest his soul. And he said, yo, you Louie, man. I said, yeah, what's up? He's like, yo, I'm Tex. I said, you TD's, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, what are you doing to him? I said, yo, listen, man, this is what it is, da, 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 da. He said, man, I just want to squash the beef. I said, holla at him. And then he brought him to the infamous Carvel's, which we'll get to that. And he goes, and much respect to our TD, man, you know, because we're men now, we're grown-ups, you know, we laugh at this shit later on. But Tech told me, man, he said, yo, Lou, man, I'm going to bring him to you, man, but please don't jump him, man. Don't. I said, yo, you got my word, man, because Carvel was an ill place. Like, Carvel's was ill. Like, people be like, ice cream shop, but those that know be like, yo, that was a dangerous place back then. Yo, he brought TV to me, man. You know, we go to Carvel. I was like, yo, what do you want to do? You know, but he was a young fella. Now he's like 6'5", and he asking me what I want to do, and I'm like, Jen. He's like, what do you want to do now? You know. But you know, we squashed it, man, and you know, it was just a whole different time. You know what I'm saying? But you know, God bless Tech, man, and TD. You know, we still chop it up, man, and you know, sometimes we're able to just laugh it off and just be like, yo, that's what it was back then. You know what I mean? We ain't got to carry that shit on. But plus,
that's a fact.
He's like, I don't know if I'm big, but he's probably like double my size now. So I'm like, yo, my man, I got to take you down, bro.
So how did the whole HR thing come along?
So HR, man, I was in roles again. When you know, when you're at that stage, you're just trying to find yourself and find your name, your crew, who to run with, who to be down with. And I was rolling with niggas from Rose, and they were getting down with all these crews, you know, and I ain't gonna front. I was mad because I'm like, yo, I got more ups than y'all. Like, how these dudes not coming to me saying, yo, rep the crew? So my man Kesa 171, man, Urban Mechanics, he was in my class, and he's like, yo, Lou, man, like, fuck that, make your own crew. I was like, all right, Case, like, let's do it. Yo, and he gave me a list of like different crew names. Yo, and Hard Rocks just said, bow, this is the one. Yo, and I said, yo, Case, Hard Rocks. He said, yo, Lou, that shit fits you perfect. You know what I mean? I said, yo, that's what it is. HR to the fullest, man. And I just ran with it after that, man. You know?
So when you first started bombing, like, who was did you have like a set bombing partner, or just used to bomb randomly with people?
No, I didn't. Yo, like, that's one thing about me. Like, even till today, cats hit me up. Like, definitely, I got too much to risk. I'm in a different space, but I didn't really fuck around with too many people. You know, I came up with the niggas from my block, my man Spa, my man Evate, Lore, AE, my man Che, you know, Vase, TWA Vase, man. Vase took me in as you know, on some big brother shit, even though he's half my size, and was like, yo, I'm gonna show you how to piece, you know? We had Louie from the block, we had Zads, we had Drain, who else? You know, there was so many people, but they were all from my hood. The thing was that most of the niggas on the crew weren't really about graffiti. You know, they were stick-up kids, they were shooters. You know, like, yeah, we go out and bomb or whatever, but, you know, like, that wasn't their main focus. It was mine, my man Spar, my man Evate, my man Lord, Lulu. And Lulu was an ill dude. At some point, he wound up busting shots at me, and I'm like, dude, I put you on. Like, what are we doing? You know my man Rival was an ill dude. Like, if we got into something and we're just having words, like, you say one slick word, Rival will set it off on you. And I'm like, damn, Josh, like, you know, it's not that. He's like, yo, Lou, man, he talking sideways. He talking crazy. But these dudes was into a lot of street shit as well. My man Emo, my brother Scan, you know what I mean? My man Eli was the one, he put me down with like TBA 7. You know, he was from like West Farms. But again, he took me under his wing. He saw, you know, the work I was putting in the streets, man. Tabe and Rick, you know, Tabe and Rick, man, like Rick was running with Rack. It was Rick and Rack all over the place, man. It was wild, you know?
So how did Tyke and Rule come into the picture? Because that is like y'all did such an all city crazy run together that it was just like incredible.
Yeah. So Rule I knew from the neighborhood. He was a little further up the block, like Little Italy type shit. But we was always cool, you know, just mutual friends. What's up? What's up? And then he just disappeared. You know, like we never vibed on Graff shit. It's just the people he was rolling with and the people I was rolling with. And then one day I'm in Carvel's, man, and Carvel's had this big window on the side. Yo, and this dude walks up and knocks on the window. He got a baby in the baby carrier, like on, you know, the strap shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he comes inside. He's like, yo, it's Rule, man. Ruel, are you? Because Rule always has to spell his name out. He's like, I said, holy shit, like, what's up? Yo, Rule, man, Rule's important to me. But Rule was running with, like, the dudes from TKA and them dudes, you know. And he's like, yo, I came back into town, and all I see is Louie all over the fucking place. I said, so what's up? He's like, y'all want to get back into it, man. And we never looked back. You know what I'm saying? Rule is crazy because I was running around with Rule, and most people thought, like, I was the physical one you had to worry about. Rule is a black belt. Rule teaches mixed martial arts. So I'm in the gym with Rule just working out because Rule's like, yo, I want to work out with a bigger dude, you know, to get his. But yo, Rule, with that mixed martial arts, Rule is a monster. And Rule would tell me, big man, chill. You know, I can't be fighting in the streets. Chill. You know, because I was a hothead, you know, and he'd be like, yo, I can see it in your shoulders already. Like, you're about to get it in, you know. And he's like, Lou, you got to chill. I can't fight out here. So that was how Rule came in with Tyke. I'm not sure. I think it was Rick one that introduced us. I'm not sure how we met, but I'm gonna give the credit to Rick or to Tate. But remember, man, Tyke was the dude that was established. Tyke came from the trains. A lot of cats didn't make the transition from trains to streets. Tyke made that transition.
So Louie, am I right? Because I used to think, you know, because I missed the train era. I'm younger, you know, a little younger. So but when Tyke used to hit trains or do fill-ins, did he used to do the TIKEs, and then when he caught tags, he used to do the TYKE, right? No,
he used to do both because there's pictures of Tyke hold trains with TY. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then there's fill-ins with TI. Like, Tyke rocked them both. And, you know, and Tyke was established. Tyke already had TFO. He had Rick, Rush, Pose. He had Rhea. Like, he had Rush. Tyke had his own little crew, but they wasn't with it no more. So Tyke still had the hunger. I definitely was hungry. Yo, me and Tyke linked up. You know what I'm saying? And now we going all city back again. We back in the car, you know, in snowstorms with like Heinekens, like bombing Brooklyn. You know, because let me tell you, as long as you connect with a cat that has the hunger still in him, he gonna motivate you. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna motivate you. But before that, Bass introduced me to Jew BT. So at some point, Jew and I are partners. So Jew is beefing with Brim. I don't know if you go that far back, but it was the Jew and Brim wars. And I'm rolling with Jew in the car. You know, Fat Joe come to Carvel's is like, yo, what's up with my man? I'm like, yo, it's them too. You know what I'm saying? Like, then Jew introduced me to Astro, Fogs, 501, WWV, Seek, Sign. Yo, and now we going all city in the whip. I hop out, you know, I'm like 6'1", 6'2". I'm hopping. Rick was like, yo, Lou, take the high tech. These niggas is bombing with milk crates. So I said, yo, if I get one of these, I'm like 6'5", 6'6". You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's another time we went all city with Jew and Astro and Fogs, Seek, Sign. You know, that was another one. Rue comes to me and is like, yo, Crazy Legs, you know, wants us to meet him in Union Square. He introduces us to Master Ace. Master Ace wants to get into graffiti. He's shooting the video. He's like, yo, just can you only ask one favor? Can you bring Coke? Bring Coke to the video shoot, all right? But now Master Ace want to go bombing again. We going on city. He's like, yo, Lou, I want to smash the Bronx. You come to the Bronx. It's like, yo, listen. Some days we're gonna do the Bronx. Some days we're gonna do Brooklyn. Some days we're gonna do Queens. It's another time we went all city. You know what I'm saying? To this day, Master Ace is nothing but love, you know?
So hold on, Lou, because a lot of people don't know this. ASE, the straight letter is Master Ace.
Yes.
That he had them shits through, even through Brooklyn, through Queen. I've seen them shits ever since.
Yo, and he put in his own work, man. You know, it's wild because we kind of take things for granted, man. But I'm in the studio with him, you know, and that's Brooklyn. You know, that's Brooklyn. You know, that's a whole other world. And he's like, yo, Lou, man, I got my whole album. I got to go drop this off at the house because I ain't going bombing with my album in my backpack. And I'm like, wow, you know, you don't think about it. Later on, you see the finished product and you're like, yo, I was in the studio for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But Ace put in his own work, man. Until this day, man, I brought him to the hood. I brought him to Webster 187. You know, introduced him to my man Ace. I said, yo, Ace, this is Master Ace, man. He's like, ah. By the way, God bless his soul to my man Ace, man, that passed away a while back. But yeah, man. Yeah, that was him.
Yo, that is just all the names that you was dropping. That is a crazy, stupid lineup. Jew, Louie 167, Cope, all of these people from the Bronx. It's fucking amazing, bro. Yeah. I love the stories, bro.
Yeah, you know, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, because I start running, man. Go ahead.
Now, all right. So now the 90s is going. Y'all niggas is killing shit. Who else do you see other niggas killing shit too, or like you mentally like in competition with everybody?
Let me just tell you, man. KGB was doing their thing. Rhino, that's my brother. Cable, Cole, Elf. You know, and listen, man. I'm gonna forget some names. Bear with me. They was doing their thing. UW was doing their thing on the peace end. BT with Jewel Track 3 Trends. You know, they was doing their thing. You know, we was doing our thing. Type was doing his thing. There were a lot of crews, but I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. Back then, KB with Cope had it locked. Had it locked. Like they were the top crew. They had like nothing but killers. You know, Lord Says. Yo, I used to see his villains on the power stations and on the rooftops. And I'm like, that's what I'm.
Yo, salute about. Big Cope.
Yo, I don't want nobody to be like, yo, what the fuck that says? You're going to know what it says. So when you walk away, be like, yo, that kid was up, you know? Yo, there was this kid, man. I don't know if a lot of cats, you know, the younger generation. There was this kid that Cope had under his wing called Trim. Yo, SR, when I tell you Trim had everything killed, it was so bad that cats knew where he lived. And I think it was like off Mount Eden, first floor. Like you go, yo, they breaking his window because it was a first floor that you could reach. Yo, they tagging on his door. Yo, they harassing his moms. Yo, but Trim was a fucking monster. Monster. On the trains back then, you had CAC crew, Dole, Vanu Slam, this dude Roach. He used to do little roaches on the train because remember, I'm living in 167 in Girard, so I'm taking the D's and the CC's to Fordham to go to school. Yo, this dude, John 156, I always say it. Yo, he would do the most dirtiest green pieces with a black outline and just put colorful dots in them. Outside and inside the train. Like if you went to sit down, you'd have to touch the seat and be like, let me make sure this paint is dry. Because he was just killing it, man. V-Fur, you know, fucking J.A. been fucking still going like the Energizer Bunny, no matter who beefs with him, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget, you had Smith and Sane. You had Smith and Sane to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes, you know, you can't say enough about them two. You know, you had Easy, Jaws, may God rest his soul. You had Josh 5. You know, them dudes was killing it. I'm going to give them love, even though once in a while I want to slap 5 of them. You know, you had Buster doing it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was, you know, it was a lot, man. There's a lot of competition. But like I said, you had to go put in that extra work just to stand out amongst all of them. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I always loved about the Bronx niggas too is like they got waves of bombers like from every era that'll just destroy shit, because here comes Remo, and Remo's just, he could just kill shit at the dime whenever he feels like it. Then you got BRT, you got fucking 8 Saper and Tuski, and these like, they carry the torch well for the BX.
Like you said, you had DFA, you know what I mean, killing it. You had BRT, you had KST, like and it was waves. One thing I'm gonna say, man, like Bronx niggas, and not because I'm from the BX, but Bronx niggas love going to other boroughs and killing it. Love, we live for that shit, bro. We live for that shit. I know Queens is always in their feelings, man. Maybe it's KRS-One fault, you know. And by the way, he's battling Big Daddy Kane, and I know you Brooklyn, but Queens, bro, we used to love going to Queens, man. And of course, you had to deal with Web 113. You know, you had to deal with Risk. You had to deal with TMR. You know what I'm saying? And yo, Bronx niggas love going to other boroughs and killing that shit. I know I did. You know, I'm letting these niggas know. I come through and I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yo,
Louie, give me your fucking, I don't know, man. Give me your top 10 of all time. Who's your top 10 favorite niggas of all time?
Jesus, man. I should have penned this shit. You know, it's easy to say, you know, the cats I came up with, because, you know, obviously they had an influence on me, you know.
Wait, hold on. I got to write this down. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, go ahead. I'm ready.
I mean, in no particular order, not meaning one is better than the other. You know, we're talking bombers, right? You got to give it up to Cope. You got to.
Cope. Back
then, I know he's not hitting the streets now, but back then, and he had an ill squad with him. You know, you got to give it a Jew, man. Jew. Yo, Jew was incredible, man. Very humble. Jew would put in that work. Tabe.
Yes, sir. Tabe. Tyke.
Rick. Of course, J.A., Easy, Vifer. You know what I'm saying? Kaz, you can't forget Kaz 5 and Scuff. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know, they was putting in that work. I don't even know what number I'm on, but
that's 10 right there. Let me.
And we can go on. I ain't even mention me. I ain't mention Rule. My man Cy and Trab. You know, fucking Trab almost fell into the cross Bronx over the rocks, man. And I'm pulling them over, man, to save his life. You know, they was wild, man. You know what I'm saying? It was wild. I can't honestly say that one is better than the other, but I'll tell you, longevity, you know, fucking Jew still going, man. Sign was going. You know, SR, man, there's a few of us. There's like, you got pieces and you got bombers. But then you got that in between where niggas are rock both. You know, where they will bomb the shit out of the city and then the next week do this crazy piece, you know, and a burner. There's not a lot of people who can do both. Tape can do it, Type can do it. Let's not forget Per. Per is a nasty motherfucker. But Per bombed the shit out of a city. You know, Obi, man, shout out to my man Obi. I was with him earlier, you know, doing some shit. Obi love, man. He just wants to be listened. You know what I mean? But, you know, Colt, bombing, piecing, Sign, bombing, piecing, you know, me, Rule, bombing, piecing, Side Tribe, bombing, piecing as well. You know, it's a real niche area where cats will be like, okay, let's rock this piece. You know, or all right, we bombing today. Okay, let's throw on the dirty clothes and let's put it in, you know. So it's a real, you know, those are the kind of, to me, I say those are the most dangerous, because you will take it for granted and think a nigga's just about his pieces, but he'll come out, throw a fat cap on a flat black and shut your shit down. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I mean, TD, of course. Also, man, shouts out to Neo and Sabs, man. Like, what they've done is incredible. It's incredible, yes, sir. You know, like, look, man, one thing about me is I love wreck. I love, like, the catching wreck of it. You know, I love walking, or not even walking, I'm driving and be like, God damn, these niggas killed this shit. You know what I'm saying? Or be in an ill spot and boom, oh shit, these cats was here rocking it too. I'm in Puerto Rico a few years back on the beach and I see the Neo. I said, okay, I don't know him, but I hit him up and say, yo, fam, I'm in PR on the beach, man. Your shit's still running, you know? Because it's love, man. It's love. It's love until you tell me it ain't love, you know? But and then TD, man, took it all country as well. You know what I'm saying? That's difficult. Because you sacrificing your family. You know, you sacrificing your home. You know, you fuck around and come home and there's a nigga in your bed talking about, fam, where you been at? You know what I'm saying? So shout outs to them, man, and what they're doing, man. Like, that's incredible. Coke went global, man. Like, look at before Coke. I mean, not before, but I remember Wayne and them cats, COD, that's another brother. You know, they're like, yo, we going to Amsterdam, we going to London, we going to Paris. And I'm like, wow, niggas is taking it out there. Coke is in Russia, in Poland. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for us, outside the controversy, man, because I don't judge a person on that, he's a Bronx cat. He's a cat that was doing it before I got into it. So if that was someone I looked up to, definitely. Tabor and Rick was definitely two cats I looked up to, you know? So yeah, man, you had TR Nation, like I said earlier, pre-Sweet and them. You know, they were doing like this crazy shit with the character with the ski goggles. But it was so like vintage. Now it's vintage shit. But back then you're like, yo, you know, these cats is doing their thing, man.
So what about throwies? Who you think got the best throwies? Give me like your top 10 favorite throwies.
Wow. You know, man, I couldn't really say a top 10, man. I like a lot of the shit that's out there, but I'm gonna be frank, man. Half of that shit I can't read. You know, and I'm the type of cat that I'm like, you're gonna read my shit and understand what I'm trying to put up here. You know, but I don't even want to touch that because I don't even think I could go that far in my mind. Obviously, and I don't want to sound repetitious, man, but obviously Coke with the bubbles, cats get on them. But you and I know as writers, you're not supposed to change your throwing. That's your stamp. Oh, the same.
That's the point.
Listen, you're gonna get my Louie with the open letters and the open O. That's my stamp. That's my logo. You're not supposed to switch it up, because then if you switch it up, he's trying to do something different. Nah, that's original. Tape shit was clean. Type shit was clean. Rule shit was clean. You know? And Jew shit, Jew hit you with just the J. And you knew it was him. Jew didn't have, and he got a 3-letter name. He ain't had to spell it out. He just do the J. And you're like, yeah, that's Jew. You know? So yeah, man, it was you know, I can't say top because there's not one better than the other. Because at the end of the day, man, it gets the point across. And really, that's the goal, you know, is to get your point across, you know, and be like, yo, I came here, I smashed this shit, and we kept it moving, you know.
When was the point? When was the point where you felt like you got the respect, or you got the, you know what I'm saying? The you know, people noticed your shit. Like, you know, I'm Louie.
Man, you know, for me, like, I never really did the writer gatherings, you know, the kumbaya shit, you know, but, you know, walking into certain places and cats recognizing and just showing me love, man. I remember, like, being in Jimmy's with my man Chen. This dude's like, yo, like, you got to come meet my brother, man. Like, my brother, like, loves you, man. And I'm like, fuck are these niggas? And my man Chen's like, yo, Lou, like, you know these dudes? I'm like, nah, but it seems like they know me, you know, and they buy drinks and bottles, and I'm like, all right, so let's get up out of here. I remember being at a spot, and you know, I'm very humble, you know, and so I get introduced. I'm like, yo, what's up, Louie? And I, you know, well, all right, what's up? Nice to meet you, whatever. And the dude comes back, and he's like, yo, you ain't just Louie, like you 167 Louie, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, nah, man, you can't be leaving that part out. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, you can't be leaving that part out, man. But you know, I still feel it, and I tell you, since we've gone on with this, man, and scheduled it or whatever, people are hitting me up, people are requesting me, you know, and I, you know, it never sank in because I was always, you know, I always stood on my ground, you know, I never. Like, I ain't on no ego shit, never was. You know, and I've been around a lot of people whose egos were inflated, you know, but for me, I've always been, you know, down to earth, man. Like, and also I'm the type of cat that I don't realize what I've done. You know, like back then, you know, now everybody takes the tag. It's like, yo, get the picture, you know, because you got to post it. You got to stay relevant. We was bombing and we was out of there. You know, so the only time was with my man Fame, and shout outs to my man Chatty O from Crew. I know he's on. That's another time we went all city, you know, me, Chad, and Fame. And so Fame was a bus driver. Yo, and we would go bombing sometimes when the bus was out of service. We'll climb in and Fame's driving. But the next day, like, Fame was smart. Fame would be like, yo, let's bomb this route. He's like, yo, Lou, you already hit it, man. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll hit it again. But Fame's intentions was the next day, that's his route. So now he's driving, you know, up and down his route like, yeah. Yo, Lou, man, I got to come back and fix this tag. Yo, Lou, the tag over here, you know, you got to come back and touch it up. Like, it looks like the can was finishing on you. And that's when I was like, wow, you know, or you drive, or you see people post pictures, because again, like I said, taking pictures wasn't something we did unless it was a piece. You know, we for me personally, I let the work speak for itself. You know, we wasn't, you know, we didn't have this platform. This is brand new to us. You know, we didn't have this platform. You know, you had some magazines, you had Videograph, you know, but Videograph couldn't cover everybody, you know? So back then, man, it was like you didn't stop to take pictures of tags or fill-ins, but you see people post pictures and you're like, oh shit, I don't even have that. Oh shit, I forgot I did that. Or I'd be like, where is that? You know, and it could be the middle of Brooklyn, but again, man, you just out for the burn, and then you out of there. You know, especially if you far from home, you know. Perfect example. We bombed Coney Island one time in the middle of the night, fog and everything. We on the boardwalk. Tyke and I'm not sure who else was there. And boom, we hitting, on the boardwalk. We hitting all them fucking ride stands and those food stands. We hitting the gates. We doing fillings. Never went back. But then you go online, there's a picture of like 3 dudes in front of a Louie throw up. And I'm like, and Tyke goes, yo, Lou, that was Coney Island that night. I said, I think Jew was with us. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right. I never had that picture. I never stopped. I wasn't waiting for the daytime for the sun to come up to be like, all right, let me take the picture of it now. You hit it and ran. You know, you hit it, you got out of there, man. Especially if you're in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, you know, cops and cats would be like, where you from? That was the problem, you know. We ride the ferry. The cats from my hood. We get on. We would get on the Staten Island ferry, man. I think it was a quarter back then. You know, we would just walk it out and just take tags. You know, we ain't had no car, nothing back then, but you know, we did whatever we could. You know what I'm saying? But we used to get out of the block, man. But yeah, man, it was we didn't have this platform, man. You know, where now, you know, you have so many mediums where you could post your stuff up, like. You know, I find cats that be like, yo, I was in Carvel's And that's where Louie and them is from. And while I'm there, I met Nice and Smooth. And I'm like, yeah, they were regulars. You know what I'm saying? Like, they come in all the time, you know? So, you know, we didn't document it.
You know a lot of rappers and everything. How did that become like that?
So when we be in Carvel's, the Bobito and Stretch Armstrong show, you know, so we used to call up for shout outs, or if we were bombing, you know, we'd be like, yo, give us a shout out. We're like in Harlem bombing, and Bobito would always give us a shout. Master Ace, Crazy Legs, Joe, Fat Joe, Carvel's, like Joe would be like, yo, that's my brother. Tim Dog came there. I'm cool with Kool Key from Ultramagnetic. Like, I'm in Cali with him, like popping weed, you know, and stuff. And I knew his manager. I was dealing with him with a different artist. And he's like, yo, I got this dude, Kool Keith, I'm about to start managing. And I'm like, Ultramagnetic Kool Keith? And he's like, yeah, you know about him? I'm like, bro, do you know who you're managing? He had no idea. Fat Joe introduced me to KRS-One. Kool G Rap, my favorite MC of all time, I met in Bobito and Stretch on my birthday. But
nice.
Remember, I used to do marketing and promotions and product placement for a clothing company. And we were in the building where the Source is, 594 Broadway. You know, so
wow.
Let me tell you, in the Source, remember when they used to have the graffiti section? It was just one page. This is before Chino BYI took it over. So there was this Jamaican dude with dreads, and he would tell me and Rule, yo, just come upstairs. And we were feeding him pictures. We were like, yo, get this dude, put this dude on. And then, you know, whatever, he moved on. Chino BYI came, and no knock to Chino, but obviously he's going to favor who he's going to favor. You know what I mean? Coming from BYI with Rios and them dudes. So I got it. But Black Rob, I met through, may God rest his soul, I met through my man Chad. DMX, may God rest his soul, me and my man Chad chilling with him in Jimmy's. Yo, down to earth. You know, he's in there having his drink. My man Chad give him some smoke. He's like, yo, tell your man Chad to get at me. Yo, but he had so many dudes rapping in his ear. Yo, X-Man, hear my man, let my man spit for you, man. And he's like, yo, fellas, man, tell Chadio to get at me, man. The fucking get at me dogs, right? Tell Chadio to get at me, man. I'm out, man. These cats won't let me rock. You know what I'm saying? Who else? But through the clothing, Biz Markie, God rest his soul, Kool Herc. Kool Herc is my neighbor. Kool Herc, I run into Kool Herc all the time. He's my neighbor. He lives downstairs from me. Who else? If you look it up, there's this kid named Carlos Coy. He goes as South Park Mexican. He's got a crazy bid that he's doing over some other shit. But I'm sending him clothes. I'm working at Varsity, and he's like, yo, I'm performing in front of 50,000 people, man. You know, send me some gear. I'm lacing them because that was my job. My man Dr. Giggles, he has something called VIP Pass. Met Raz Cass. This dude Michael Coles used to fly artists to New York and come politic with us. You know what I'm saying? So I would go to Atlanta when they had the sound stage, the BET sound stage or whatever, and just be like, yo, you know, I come with a maleta full of clothes. And be like, yo, throw this on for your performance. Throw this on. Or y'all doing a video? Let me send some clothes, you know. That also played a lot into it, you know, whether it was Varsity. I'm in Las Vegas every 6 months for the Magic Show, which is the apparel convention. That's when everybody had a clothing line, you know. So
you have your own clothing line?
I did mine. Rule and I started a line back then. Then me and Rule had a falling out. And then I started it up again with my man Evade. And then we parted ways. And then now I'm kind of doing like a whole relaunch. I don't know if you can see this, but you know, I'm working on some stuff. And hopefully not so much on a store scale, because nowadays you do everything online. But you know, I'm starting up the whole merchandise thing, man, because you know, Cats wanted, you know. But remember, man, we went through an era where the white tee killed the whole fashion industry. The white tee killed the fashion industry, man. You was getting into the clubs with just the white tee and some cologne and shit, you know. So that shit killed the that shit killed the clothing industry, man. You know?
That's funny. That's fun. So what? Because I need to cop a few of the pins. I need for the collection. I need some Louie 167 pins.
I got you. Also, man, like I told you, I'm gonna give you a few of them, so you can give them out, you know, to people that chime in or whatever, just at random, however you want to distribute them. But I'm gonna give you a few of them on some giveaway shit, you know, with the stickers as well, you know, and you do it, you know, however you want to handle it, man.
Yes, and I need a Louie 167 sticker.
I'm always advertising, man.
Yeah, so but people could buy canvases and sticker packs off of you as well, right?
Yeah, I don't really do the canvases, man, because to be honest, I don't have the time to give it anymore. You know, I ain't gonna front. I'm not gonna try to come on here and say that like I'm active. You know, my situation where I'm at professionally, I can't. You know, the risks just aren't worth it for me. You know, so the canvases, I really, you know, I got a 5-year-old, you know, who's got more energy than me. So me trying to sit there doing canvases, you know, my man's gonna draw SpongeBob on them and be like, yeah, you know, put it in my room, you know. But definitely the pins, the stickers, you know. Listen, man, if you ain't got it, tell me you ain't got it, I'll still send it. My kids ain't eating off of this. You know what I'm saying? I got this shit secured, man. Like, for real. But, you know, but if someone says, yo, just give me a throwaway on the canvas, I'll knock that out. I don't even know how to price it because, you know, unfortunately, I don't know my value. But let me tell you, for instance, Menos, shout out to Menos, comes to Carvel's. It's like, yo, you know, I wanted to see if you could, you know, hit my canvas. I said, yeah, fam, let me get it, man. I said, you want to come in? You comfortable? Yeah, whatever, all right. So there's a few cats in there. I'm not going to say who their names is, and I rock something real quick, whatever. And he's like, yo, how much you want for it? I'm like, for what? He's like, for hitting the canvas. I said, nah, man. I said, niggas is charging you? He's like, yo, this dude charged me X amount. That dude charged. I said, nah, fam, you take that, man. I said, and listen, if you decide to sell it, get your paper. You know what I mean? I that's just the kind of dude I am. I don't put no value on it. I appreciate the love that you was able to be like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna go see this dude, man, and hopefully, you know, I come out of there unscathed, you know, and come out with my canvas, like, you know. But yeah, you know, and that's my fault, you know, because I never really put a value on it because I don't understand what it means to you. I'm just flattered that this is something you would like to have from me. This is a piece of me that you're like, yo, I need that. You know, I don't understand being on that side and being like, you know, like, damn, what do I really need? You know? So I never really put a value on anything, man. But if cats want it, you know, I'll do it. I don't even know how to price it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yo, give me some paint. Give me a couple of cans, man. Like, what do you have?
Nah, crazy? Nah, not a Louie. Nah, you crazy? And a Louie is exclusive, bro. That shit is worth paint, but you bugging. Yo, anyway, you talk to your mans. They'll tell you how much your shit is worth.
I know. Listen, man. There's some cats that are like, yo, I just sold this for X amount. And I'm like, really? Like, what work you put in? Like.
So what do you think about the new generation of writers right now? Do you see anybody killing it, like specifically, like
you know, I you know, obviously with COVID, man, you know, going through the whole shutdown last year, you know, your mobility was limited, you know, but the field I work in, I stay working, you know, like that shit don't shut me down at all. Yo, niggas really killed the city, man. Niggas did some damage to the city, man. Like, I drive around, I'm like, God damn, they just killed this shit, man. Let me see, man. From what I see, there was this kid, EDO. This other kid, Coos, I think it's C-O-U-S. You know, Cole kills it. Cole kills it, man. TD, of course, I mean, after he came home, he got back on his grind and is killing it. there's this kid around, you know, that I see a lot, Silo, hitting trucks and stuff like that, you know. But a lot of this stuff, man, I can't read. Of course, you know, Neo and Sabs, you know, still, I think they stopped at this point. They reached their pinnacle, you know, like next thing you know, it's got to be out of space somewhere, you know. But a lot of this stuff, to be honest, I can't read, man. I can't read. Era is back. Ever's back on. Papo's back on. You know, Smoke is out there bombing the hood. You know, like, you know. But yeah, man, I just love it personally. For me, I love it. You know, because it's the rec part of it. You know, I could relate. You know, I could relate to what they're doing. You know, because I did it. You know. Only thing now is, you know, you get these nice cans with these nice caps. Back then, you know, you fucking splitting the caps with a razor. You putting them in motherfucking the shit to remove the nails, to clear them out. You know, like we go bombing and I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna need those caps back. Like you ain't going home with my caps, you know. I was telling someone the other day a story, my man Chris at the job. And I'm like, yo, you ever heard of carbon paper? He's like, the fuck is that? I said, yo, we would take carbon paper in a jar and pour alcohol in that shit. Now you had like that purple, crazy ink, and you threw it in your unis. You threw it in your pentels. You threw it in your markers. I don't know about that shit, man. Yo, you would,
I feel like doing it.
You would go into a store like a Pergaments, which don't exist. A Martin Paints, which don't exist, a Caldors, which don't exist. Not only was you trying to rack paint, but you're looking for caps. You're looking for oven cleaners. Yo, everyone you open, the cap is missing. And you're like, they done burned this spot, you know? Like, you got cans this big, bro. You got cans this big. How many? Yo, shout out to my man Poncho and RE, right? But I would kid RE, right? And I'm like, bro, honestly, how many tags you get out of a can, bro? You ain't got number 2 letters, man. He's like, no, Lou, man, hundreds, man, hundreds. You got fucking pound cans. Niggas got fire extinguishers now. He had that back then. You had to climb on top of a car, hope you found like the garbage can. You would roll that shit full of garbage and stand on top of that and get a tag. Yo, with the high pressure, you're like, you didn't have that back then, man. You go to Tough City. Shout outs to man. Get your shop up, man. Get your shop up. Tough City. Get your shop up. And whatever you need from me, I got you. You know, you go to Tough City. You go get some caps. You go get pound cans. Let's go bombing. You know, like, nah. You know, it was like, if you told me, yo, Lou, let me get your can and bust a tag, I'd be like, yo, just one tag, because that shit is this big. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to need a tag, too. Yeah. To me, I think it's simpler. It's easier now. Obviously, with the police and the way they acting, you know, not knocking anyone at all. But they're not putting the attention on this. Maybe now, since that kid, you know, supposedly they was bombing and got into a shootout with police or whatever a few months back, but they wasn't cracking down on this, especially during the pandemic. Yo, them streets were obsolete, man. There was no one in the streets. You know, them streets were empty. Manhattan was a ghost town. You know, so cats went out there and they really killed this shit out here, man. They really did.
Word. That's a fact, my nigga. What about what? Give me one of your favorite. What was your favorite shit to bomb? You bombed a lot of Brooklyn too. Did you like Brooklyn? Did you like bombing too? Did you meet any writers in Brooklyn, like bombing the streets?
I don't think I did, man. I mean, and again, my memory might be a little shot, but I'm pretty sure there's some cats to be like, yo, you know, I ran into you when you was bombing such and such. Not really. Queens either. Like, there are some people out there that I met, you know, but they remember. I don't, you know, and that's my bad, you know, because, I mean, at my age, man, you start forgetting shit. Sometimes I'll be like, I don't know where I parked my car, man. Like, you know, and I had to sit down and start thinking, all right, did I go to the store? Did I turn, you know, but I wasn't really into the whole meet and greet shit, you know, like it just wasn't my thing. You know, I let the pain speak for me, man.
What about a favorite bombing story? Like, do you have a favorite bomb that you ever hit?
Yo, there's too many, man. But so Tyke and I were bombing Harlem. All right, we pulled up in the whip. Tyke was driving. We parked the car. We turned the corner. We was off 116th Street. We turned the corner. As soon as we turn, we start outlining and filling in. Yeah, pop, 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 pop. So shots fired. So I look at Tyke and I'm like, yo, that shit was nearby. We walk back around the corner, bro, and the dude is laying next to Tyke's car. Done. So I look at Tyke and I'm like, yo, we gonna keep bombing and then come back? Or, and he's like, yo, Lou, man, my car's gonna be part of the crime scene. Let's get out. Yeah. We jumped in the whip, bro. We just the man is right there. He was like, yo, we gonna be part of the crime scene. Let's get the fuck out of here, bro. Yo, we just blew town, man.
That was in the BX?
No, that was in Harlem, man. Off 116th Street, Spanish Harlem, man. Spanish Harlem. Another time, man, I know you asked me for one, man. Me, Chad, and Fame, we bombing the construction factory off the FDR. Yo, and the dude in the little house let pit bulls loose on us. Yo, we start running. So Fame runs and hops on the gate. I run, you know, back then I was light and more agile. I hop on, yo, but Chad's like 5 feet. He's like, hey, yo, little man, pull me up. Yo, I grabbed him. Yo, and the pit bull's on his sneaker. Yo, I grabbed him, pulled them. Yo, we fall onto the FDR drive, bro. Like rolling. Yo, that shit was crazy, man. You know, there was so many, man. You know, we another time we was beefing with this crew, man. You know, I would say it, man, but you know, I don't want to spark nothing or cats get in their feelings, man. But anyway, you know, I would love to tell you who they were because they gave us a run, man. They gave us a burn, you know. But me and Cy, we in the Cross Bronx, dissing these dudes, walking the Cross Bronx, bragging them. Yo, and all of a sudden this car came, yo, and hit the brakes, yo, in the middle of traffic. So I said, yo, Cy, it's them. We just take off running up the hill, right? Up the side of the highway, whatever. They never caught us, but we squashed the beef, whatever. You know, I'm chopping it back and forth with one of the cats. And I was like, yo, that night on the Cross Bronx, was that y'all? He was like, yo, we wanted to stop in the middle of traffic on the highway. I said, yo, honestly, man, that night you would have got us, man. You would have got us, man. But we got him out of there, man. You know, like I said, with my man Lulu, man, just trying to show love, man, and put brothers on. You know, a whole misunderstanding with him and my man Rival, man, and you know that led to them, you know, busting shots at us, man, and you know it was just, you know, just crazy, man. It was just crazy, man. It was just wild, man. You know, another one, real quick, and I'm sorry, man. I'm a storyteller, man. I'm real sorry. Me and one of my partners back then, who you interviewed not too long ago, Street Killer. And again, I don't want to say his name because, you know, I don't want them to be like, yo, you should have not said that or whatever. So I try to keep it anonymous. We're bombing Gun Hill. I'm in the middle of taking a tag with a cherry red. They don't make these colors no more. Boom, boom. Before I can finish the 167, police. It's like, yo, come in. Throw your fucking paint in the sewer and walk. It's like, all right. So now we walking. We not bombing no more. No paint on us, nothing. Yo, we walked past the 52nd precinct on Webster. Yo, and the cop car on the other side makes a U-turn. My man takes off running. Why he ran, I don't know. I'm asthmatic. So I'm like, yo, we ain't got nothing. All our paint is gone. Where's your man at? Why your man ran? I'm like, yo, I don't know. You see, I didn't run. Yo, they grabbed my man across the field and they pounded him out. That you hear the screams from over there. So they bring them all ragged up, man. Yo, they take us inside the precinct. We sitting there. Yo, they put the cuffs on us so tight, we bleeding from our wrists. And my man is like, yo, Lou, man, we ain't do nothing. I said, I know, man, just chill, just chill. He's like, yo, man, look, man, I'm bleeding. I'm like, yo, stay still. So we sitting there. Yo, and this cop, and I found out in another situation, I saw the same cop. So it was a canine cop. And my man wasn't brolic. He was just mad tall. Yo, so he's walking into the cell. And he's like, them motherfuckers like breaking into cars. And I'm like, dude, we was walking by. Yo, and I knew we was about to get stomped out because the other cops come from behind to get a look. Yo, and I'm sitting there. Let me tell you, man, the worst thing is a beating while your hands are behind your back cuffed. Yo, and I'm sitting there, hands cuffed behind my back. Yo, and I'm like, officer, man, we weren't breaking into any cars. Yo, my man took my head and just said, bow, against the wall. That from the impact, bro, I stood up and fell. He starts pounding me out. And I was trying to start pounding my man out. Yo, he's beating my man under the bench, bro. And I'm like, so I catch an asthma attack. I still have my asthma pump in my coat. So I go to the bitch ass cops that are watching us. I said, yo, I can't breathe, man. Like, I got asthma, man. Like, I got my pump. So he's like, turn around and take the cuffs off me, man. And I'm like, yo, they gave us trespassing summonses. And so I'm like, yo, fam, do me a favor, man. Call the ambulance, man. I can't breathe, man. Like, yo, and the desk sergeant, his name was Webster. He was like, you ain't calling no fucking ambulance from in front of the precinct. Yo, he sent 3 cops to escort us down the block so that we couldn't call the cops from in front of the precinct. Yo, straight just beat us up. So then we go to court because they gave us summonses for trespassing. So my last name starts with an R, so I'm, you know, that's just alphabetical order. So they call my man up. You got any witnesses? I step up. And so they talk about, I say, Your Honor, man, like, they beat us up for no reason. He's like, just, I'll get to you, whatever. I'm like, yo, you don't understand. Like, they just beat us up, man, for nothing. We're walking. So the cop that shows up, I'm like, yo, I've never seen him. We never seen him before. We don't know who he is. So the judge is like, yo, were you there that night? He's like, no, Your Honor. It's like, but your name is on the summonses. And I'm like, Your Honor, I'm telling you, I've never seen this man before, man. So my man's shit gets dismissed, but I'm Rodriguez, I'm last. I come up and he's like, yo, I said, yo, this is my witness, same person. So he's like, dismissed. Yo, they let us walk, right? Dismissed it, of course. Yo, and I ran up on the cop. I said, yo, man. I said, like, yo, that was pretty foul what y'all did, man. I'm like, whenever you want to link up, man, like we get together and we'll see, man. I'm like, that's pretty foul what y'all did. He's like, oh, you know, you just gotta behave yourself. I'm like, yo, fuck behave. Was just walking past the precinct. Yo, the worst beating of my life was that one, man. Was that one. Yeah, man. That shit was wild, man. And again, I don't want to say my man's name because, you know, I got a great sense of humor. At least I think I do. You know what I'm saying? I can laugh shit off, man. But some cats, you know, I'm not trying to uphold a tough guy image, you know. But some guys may get offended and be like, "Yo, you put me on blast," and da 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 da. So I'm not gonna say no names, man. But yeah, man, it was wild times, man. Listen, on the block on Webster, we had this cop called RoboCop, and my man, there was a reason why we called him RoboCop. And my man would tell you, "Don't run, come here." Yo, he'd grab you by the neck while he's still in the car and be like, empty your pockets. You had to give him everything. Get the fuck out of here. He'd be like, don't make me chase you. You know, like, yo, back then it was ill. It was ill, man. But, you know, I could keep going, man. There was lots of stories, man. Obviously, putting in, you know, 25, 30 years, man. You know, that's why I say, man, I can relate to the cats that are out there putting in the work because, you know, it takes dedication, man, and sacrifice. You know, you sacrifice your time, you sacrifice your kids, you sacrifice your honey at home, which, You know, she wanted to lay up and move, you know, a movie and some popcorn, and you're like, nah, you know, I'm going bombing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of sacrifice, man. Yeah, man.
But
listen, I have multiple beefs, man, and I'm the type, I hit the streets. You know, I hit the streets on some, like, whatever. My oldest son, you know, God bless him, he's 26 now. I had him 5 years old with me, running in the schoolyard with a little heater in the back pocket, bragging, and he's just standing there like, yo, Dad, what are you doing, writing graffiti? And I'm like, man, I got this little dude out here with me, man. But there's a lot of sacrifice, man. You know, money nowadays, you know, I don't know how the rack and paint thing goes. I know everybody sells paint. This shit is expensive. Shit is expensive, man. So you sacrificing your money, your time, your family. You know, I don't know if cats got jobs or they calling in sick, like, yo, I can't make it today because the night before they was out there bombing. You know what I'm saying? It's a sacrifice, man. And you got to put, if you want to stand out, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work. You got to, man. And you will stand out from everybody. Because cats will be like, yo, that kid's getting up. Yo, that kid is smashing shit. Yo. You know what I'm saying? You know, and unfortunately, along the line, you got to put hands on a couple of dudes that'll run back and be like, yo, I just did something and it wasn't good.
Don't rag him no more.
Yeah. Yo, shout outs to my man Keen. He's not even on his social media shit, but he's inside doing a bid back then, and he was a dude that loved throwing his hands. He wasn't big, but he loved throwing the hands, man. So he called Carvel's and was like, yo, Lou, man, I'm in here with this dude that said he know you. I said, yo, what he writes? Again, I'm not gonna say the name. He said, yo, he writes such and such. I said, yo, man, he dissed me. He goes, yo, you want me to blow him up for you, man? And I'm like, nah, Keem, nah, we good, man. He said, yo, you say the word, I'll blow him up in here. You know what I'm saying? Yo, there is some shit, man, and there is a price we pay at times, you know what I'm saying? For the ups, man. You know, I know cats get caught out there, they get ran up on. You know, I was in a situation where cats thought I did something because some cats that resemble me did put in some work. I get the call in the middle of the night, like you put hands on my man, and I'm like, nah, that wasn't me. So I know, you know, back then you get robbed. I come from the era of Jew-mans, where you went there for your starter coats. You're younger than me, but cats from the BX, no Jew-mans. That's where they had all the gear. So you went there for your back to school shit and everything, but they'll catch you outside, bro. And it was right under I think the 2s and 5s. They'll catch you, bro, and you had to make that train before they got you for your goods, man. Wow, man. I'm in Roosevelt. Shout outs to my man Serve, man. FBA Serve. I'm in Rose, and you know, cats is like, yo, we're gonna get into a rumble with such and such crew. I'm gonna say their names, even though I love naming names, man. But I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's rock. You know what I'm saying? Let's rock. When we get out there, my man is in the ambulance already. So he got to him and put the beats on him, and I'm like, what do we do now? Like, you know. So yeah, you know, cats pay the price, man. Cats pay the price, and you know, I understand, man. You know, that's the price of fame. That's the price of getting up and putting in that work, especially in New York City streets, man. You know, these streets are relentless, man. I don't make it to this age because listen, man, I'm past my 50s. I ain't make it this long because I don't know how to move and navigate. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I ran through all the city clubs, man, and you know, the abandoned stations, the tunnels, the layups, the yard, you know, the abandoned stations, the highways, other boroughs. But I know how to move, you know what I'm saying? And that's important, man, is knowing how to move, man. You know? So.
Word, I always say it that the generation now wouldn't have survived our generation. They would have got robbed, ran over, and it would have been over for their whole career.
Yeah, man. Cats will be like, yo, fuck this. I ain't doing, if this is the price I gotta pay, I ain't doing this shit. This shit ain't worth it. You know? Yeah, it was. Listen, man, we're living in a day and age where very few people is knuckling up. I get it. But back then, man, You know, you couldn't come around with that bullshit. Niggas, you know, they had TBS, the Bam Squad. Why you think that? That's all they did. You know, you go into the Hall of Fame. Spawn was in there looking to catch you for yours. Spawn was an ill dude. Let me tell you, shout outs to TDO, man, Aver, Joes, and them brothers over there. Spawn used to kill the sanitation trucks. Yo, he used to do whole pieces with characters on sanitation trucks. And he was from Harlem. He catch you in the Hall of Fame, taking pictures with your paint on you. It's done. It's over. You're not leaving there with your shit. You're not leaving there. Yeah, man. And then what you gonna do? It's like robbing a dope dealer. He can't go running back to the cops. It's like, well, what you were doing? Oh, you know, I was writing graffiti. Yeah, fuck out of here with that shit. And by the way, here's a summons for trespassing. Summons, man. You know, go pay a fine, man. But yeah, man, it was no knock on them, man. And I know it's a new generation, man. But you know, I used to, you know, put cats to fight if they needed to. There was a disagreement. We had to steal cage in the back of Carvel's, or we'd be in Webster Park. Be like, yo, go 5 minutes. Send one of the shorties to go get 40s and be like, yo, after they done, we gonna drink it up. Cause cats, you know, cats threw their hands, man. You gotta be nice with it. You know, but nowadays, I know, you know, cats ain't knuckling up, man. But the Graff game back then, you know, it would have been different, man. Would have been different, man. Shouts to A-Rock and Al-Rock. Again, 2 KD cats, man. You know, running with Coke, man, was killing it. You know what I mean? They was killing it as well, man. I get to go out, you know, out of town once in a while and paint with the brother, man. You know, so yeah, man, it was a different time, man. It was a different time. You know, that paint is all nice now, you know, and Cats is comfortable. You know, let's not forget, man, that, you know, Cap made his reputation off of robbing cats. You know, let's not forget that, man. You know, Cats had yards on lock. You know, certain yards you couldn't go into, man. We bombing in Brooklyn. That tunnel under the Target.
Yup.
Huh?
Flatbush Ave.
You know, say no more. So I'm like, listen, man, I secure me. So I got the Hawk on me, whatever, but I'm never the cat that will let you know, yo, by the way, I got this, you know, just in case. But we under there, and some dudes is walking, and one of the cats we with, I don't know, he pull out the stick and he's banging on the train tracks, and I'm like, yo, this nigga sending them SOS signals, like, what's he doing? But he was letting them know, yo, we here, don't come over here. You know what I'm saying? It's different, man. Another time with Vet, man, shout out to Vet. Vet is like a silent threat, man. Crazy with it. Vet is crazy with it. We trying to get to this rooftop off the Cross Bronx. And we just trying to figure out how to get on top of it. Yo, and we're walking across this like a garden. Yo, my man from the window got the shotgun with the flashlight on it. It's like, yo, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, all right, man, like we just trying to paint. I don't give a fuck what you trying to get the fuck out of here. I said, oh shit. And yo, and I'm antsy because now I'm like, you know, I want to get mine. And Vet's like, dude, just let it go, dude. Just let it go. I'm like, nah, I don't let it go. You know what I mean? Like, nah. He's like, dude, just let it go, man. Just let it go, man. Yeah, man. It's a different time, man. Way different time. You know, I'm surprised. I think, you know, we got Graff shops now, which is dope. You know what I mean? You got shops right now, probably in every borough. There's some boroughs that have 2 of them. You go, you get your paint, you get your cabs, and you hop on out. Back then, there would be cats outside waiting for you to make your purchase, because now it becomes their purchase. You know what I'm saying? Be like, okay, just run the bag, man. Just run the bag and keep it moving. You know, but it's different. And no knock on them. No knock on them. But it's a different time. You know, unfortunately, man, you know, we grow old and, you know, we pull away from it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Yeah,
we used to do the same shit to niggas coming out the weed gate. Wait for niggas to come out the weed gate, take their money, their weed, thank you, right on my block. And the niggas used to be like, yo, stop robbing my custies. Like, yo, son, what the fuck?
Yo, we're on Webster, and we had these Jamaicans set up shop called Red Door. So where we was at, we only a couple of blocks away from Fordham University. Yo, and we would just be sitting there, let them cop. Yo, and it's funny you say that. Yo, and we would get them. My man AE, always evil. He'd have the car antenna, bro. Wow. And he would grab them. Yo, empty your pockets. So the roster man came to us and say, yo, stop robbing my customers, man. So like I said, I can relate. You know what I mean? I understand. Yeah, man. Get them for their weed, get them for their money. And the roster man came out. He didn't want to mess with us because we was from there. You know, we was from there. So he understood, yo, like, it's their hood. But he's like, yo, please, man, like, stop robbing my customers, man. I'll supply you. I'll give y'all weed, man. Just let them walk by, man.
Word, yo. Son, those were the funnest days, yo. The whole late 80s through the whole 90s to me, bro, that was just so great, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know, we didn't have these platforms where we could go on. You know, you take a tag, you're on Instagram. You're pretty much bombing on social media because I'm not traveling, so I don't get to see what's in Brooklyn. But I got Brooklyn writers that I follow, and I'll be like, oh, shit, yeah, he did this. But other than that, you know, cats just, you know, do it for the gram. What we do, we front for the gram, you know, and everything goes on the gram. And, you know, I'm taking a tag on the gram. I did a fill-in on the gram. I'm over here, it's on the gram. You know, so just like, listen, I got a whole portfolio of pictures, pieces, mostly pieces, man. And I don't post them all because I'm like, at some point, if I ever want to do a book or do a project, I don't want to give you everything you've already seen because you're like, oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that, you know. So I got to keep some stuff back, some exclusive shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't just put my whole world out there because I think that you cheapen your brand, you know, because now it's like, everybody's seen that, you know. You know, that's just on the internet. I could just grab the image. So, you know, I don't post all my shit. I don't post, you know, every time I'm making a move. I'm out of town. I come back. You know, I don't post it. I'm not on the plane like, hey, look, I'm going to Cancun. You know, I'm in DR. Because cats start checking to see how you moving, you know, and I'm like, nah, you know, there's some shit I just keep close to the heart and home, you know. And listen, man, I was working on a book, and then my nephew dropped my hard drive, yo, and I lost everything. And it just kind of set me back. It killed my mojo, man. And I'm like, damn, I was there, you know. But there'll be some stuff coming, man, you know. And we should be painting, you know, in another week or so. You know, we're gonna be painting, you know, and nowadays everybody runs through, takes a picture, and posts it. So I'll be like, yo, let them do it. You know, let them do it. You know, I'm in Florida. I'm painting with Rule, you know, and Rule posts it. I'm like, all right, you know, because everybody wants to remain relevant, especially in this day of social media, man. So, you know, everybody posts, you know, as soon as they put it up, they post it up.
Well, I would love to see a Rule, Tyke, and Louie fill-ins back to back. Just one nice top to bottom shits.
Tyke says he's retired, man. Tyke says he's retired. I've tried, man. I've tried. But let me tell you, man, on a personal note, man, like that man's been incredible in my life and never asked for anything in return, man. You know, and he's a monster. You know, you don't take that shit for granted, man. But, you know, there's been some times I found myself, you know, down on my luck, man. And he's done it. And let me tell you, SR, he's done it for a lot of writers. Not people, a lot of writers. And they walk around fronting like that man didn't take care of them, man. And that man provided a home for people when they didn't have one. And they try to shit on his name, man. And I could never. Because I found myself in that situation. And my man was like, yo, come on, man, I got you. You know what I'm saying? And I always give it up to him, man. I've tried to pull him out, man. You know, he ain't budging, man. He ain't budging. But
Tyke is a GOAT regardless, so salute to that nigga.
Sure is, man. Sure is, man. And what's dope is that with my crew, a lot of the main Graff dudes had their own crews. You understand? Like they're bosses. You know, Tyke got his crew, Rhino got his crew, Tabe got his crew, Vase got his crew, Cy and Tribe, they formed their crew. You know, I'm pretty sure there's more cats down with me that Jules got his crew, you know, but it's all an umbrella, man. It's all, I've always said, man, like some dude can go over me and really there's nothing for you to go over. But I just make a call and be like, yo, who know this dude? And be like, yo, he's died from here to there. Yo, make that call. Be like, yo, listen, man, leave that man alone. You know, leave that man alone. You know, we're all so connected, especially in the BX, you know. But like, I could always reach out to somebody who knows somebody that would be like, yo, like, nah, that's not somebody you want to be dissing this late in the game. That ain't your come up. You know, I always said I'm not the person to score points on. You know, like I'm not that person, man. You know, I stay driving with Rustos in my car just in case I gotta hop out and hurt something. You know, so yeah, man.
Facts. Me too. Yo, so before we hop off, do you have any like last words for the viewers and for your peoples? Do you want to shout anybody out?
Man, if I get into shout outs, I'm gonna forget people. That's why I've been trying to shout out as many people as we go along, man. But I just want to say, man, I appreciate you you know, asking me to come on, man. Like I said, I've never been on no ego shit, man. Shout outs to my man, my brother, not my man, my brother Scene in Florida, man. Like, he's the reason I could call Florida home. You know what I mean? Like, I'm normally I don't advertise, but I'm there in a couple of weeks. Like, this man's home becomes my home, you know? And Rule introduced me to him, man, and ever since then, we've been brothers, you know? But I want to say I appreciate it, man. You know, since you got on and started sending out the blast, I've gotten a lot of love from writers, you know, a lot of requests for pins. And I'm going to tell you out there, I don't eat off of this. I do it because it's something that, you know, obviously you guys like. I like collecting, but, you know, like I said, I'm not aware of what your needs are from me, you know, but I appreciate it, man. I appreciate, you know, the brothers out there putting in that work, man. And that time, just be careful, man, and stay safe. You know, like it gets to a point where doing a bid over some Graff shit, it's not something you want to be in there talking like, hey, you know, I got caught, you know, writing graffiti. Really, my man? Really, my man? You know, like, is that what you're doing, man? Get your money, man. Get your money. There's money out there, man. This social media thing. You got YouTube stars that became millionaires, man. Millions. You understand? I wish you the best, man. You know, I hope your platform blows, man. I hope, you know, you can take it to the next level, man. You know, and much success, man. And again, is there anything I could do for you, man? Like, you know, you got my number, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all love, man. And for anybody out there, man, I don't trip, man. I don't trip, you know. Shout outs to Jackie in All City, man. She hooked me up with the pins and the stickers. You know, I wish her the best, man. You know, we were supposed to be partners together, you know, but COVID hit, man, and she went back to her day ones, but I still support her, man, and wish her the best, you know, and wish her nothing but success. Because for me, honestly, I've always wanted a shot to kind of give man a run for his money, because I got tired of going in there and there's no paint. There's no paint. And I'm like, yo, what is man doing, man? Like, is man still on this? I'm like, you know, but he knows whatever he needs, man. You know, I got him, man. You know, like, if it's a fundraiser, shout out to Over, man. I love what he's doing for his family. You know, NFG, man. I told him, I said, yo, whatever you need, like what you doing is what I did. You know, I got plenty of brothers, you know, doing time, man, and I stay scribing, I stay packages, money on the books, whatever, pictures, you know, just Jamie Prince. I know him as Bane and Boo Boo, but he knows he did a stretch. My letters were always there, man, and, you know, just be safe out there, man, and get your money up, man. This social media shit is a monster. There's room for everybody to eat, man. There's room for
That's a fact,
everybody,
bro.
man. And just be careful, man.
I just want to tell you that me personally, you know, coming up in the graffiti game as young and shit, I always looked up to your shit, and you was always one of my favorites and shit. So from the day that I met you, you always showed me mad love, bro.
For sure,
every time I see you, yo, S, what up, da da da, we always chop it up, and I thank you for that, bro, because a lot of niggas sometimes, you know, you build them up in your mind when you're younger to be something, and then they
disappoint you.
Yeah, they're a dickhead. So that's why I don't want to meet nobody at this point. You know, we already, you know, everybody. If you don't know us by now, you don't need to know us, basically. That's
you know, and definitely, man, I appreciate it, because, like, one thing I've always said, and I tell people, I say, yo, whenever, you know, me and SR is in the same place, I said, even before this, you know what I mean? I said, yo, he's always shown me love. He's not afraid to let me know, yo, like, you're one of my favorites, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, from day one when we met, you know, YE, the same thing, you know. And you see me, man, I run up in the spot, man. I'm humble, you know. Cats, Nick, what up? Cats, yo, sign this. I got you, man. Yo, I got you. Some chick was like, yo, sign these dollar bills. I got you. You know, like, I've never been on no ego shit, man. Like, I've always been, you know, steady on the ground, man. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, man. I love what you're doing, you know. And I wish you nothing but success, man. And you know, let's take it to the next level, man. You know what I'm saying?
Likewise, thank you, bro.
Next level, man. You know, I know Cash. Shout out to Sai, man. Sai had a magazine that he had going called Liquid Text. You know, it didn't work out, but he managed to put a few, you know, issues out, man. But it's all social media now. You know, there was, I think, International Graffiti Times. I think there was Underground. There was a bunch of graffiti magazines, and all of that has just faded off. Videograph is gone. Menos was doing Fuck Graff, which was dope. He showed me love. But you know, right now it's all social media, man, and there's enough for all of us to eat, man. Enough for everybody to eat, and eat well. You know, we have a gift. We have a gift coming from where we come from. We have a sixth sense. You know, the gift we have, they can't teach us in school. You can't get it from a school book. You get that gift coming up in the game. You know, you see how cats move. You know, somebody put a line through your shit. You're like, okay, it's that lime green. Let me drive around and see who took tags 3 blocks away with the lime green. That's the dude that dissed me. You know what I mean? Like, that's stuff that you learn putting in the time, putting in, you know, through experience, you know? But yeah, man, I appreciate you again, man, and I wish you nothing but success and the best, man. I know it's tough, man. You know, I'm not big on numbers, man, but, you know, it's the Big Daddy Kane KRS-One battle. We got the fights on tonight, so, you know, Cass is probably like, I'm watching the fights, I'm watching the battle. So, you know, it's just, you know, it is what it is, man. But
now we'll get the views on the reruns, you know. We you know what I'm saying? But I like I said, I love you, Lou. Salute. Thank you for being Lou. That's Graff Champs, episode number 17. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Lou, man, for real.
You got to get my man Chad on the straight 16, man. Chad, you know, Chad and I, we built up his merchandise. Of course, everybody know Crew, the Dirty 30, classic
straight
album.
16.
Met Sheik Luch from the Locks, met Chris Lighty, may God rest his soul, all through my man Chad. You know, but he's fire, man. I toured with him, you know, like we did so many things together, man, and
Yo, tell him to DM me about the straight 16, bro. We get that popping quick.
Chad is fire, not because he's my man, but Chad is fire, man. You know,
nice,
very lyrical, and he loves the essence of it. You know, like the culture of it. He's one of them dudes that it's the culture for him. It ain't rap. It ain't this. It ain't that. It's the culture. You know, and we need more brothers than that, especially where we see where this music shit is going. You know, it's a little crazy right now. But yeah, man, definitely I'll tell him to holler at you, man. Yo, shout outs to Wed, man. Bro, I'm gonna get Wed some fat caps. I don't want to see no more skinny cat.
Skinny cat.
Yo, I hit him. I'm like, yo, Wed, what are you doing, bro? You need caps? And he's laughing, but he's another one, man. Had an ill crew. Wed, Rank, Cosell. You know, Customer, BD, man, you know, Yeah, they was killing it, man. They was killing it, man. And again, I know I'm gonna forget some people, man, and my apologies, you know, but you know, my shit is shot, man.
Yo, cool, man. Salute, man. Thank you, bro. Man, love.
Thanks for everything, man. I'm gonna get those pins to you, man, so you can, you know, just give them out random.
We give
them handle it.
Giveaway. That's right.
And the merch will be out soon, man. The merch will be out soon. Shout out to my man Kate, man, and his brother Law, the Wonder Twins, man. You know, shout out to them. Rio, my man Rio in Orlando. Yo, I go down there. My man's like, yo, come to my house. I'm doing fillings in his garage. You know, I'm like, yo, this man don't know me from nowhere. You know, but I understood that. You know, I meant something. The work I put in inspired or somehow motivated him to be like, yo, I got to get this dude here. And he was living like 2 blocks away from my sons, you know. But yeah, man, shouts, man. And again, SR, man, whatever you need, I'm here, man. I'm here. And
thank you, bro.
Likewise, man. Keep moving, man. Don't let nobody move you sideways, man. Don't let nobody.
Thank you, bro.
Man.
I won't. This is just straight for street barbarians, my nigga. That's it. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? What it is. Graff Champs, you heard?
Yo, one day I'm gonna do one and I'm gonna have you on, man.
That I would love to be there. I would love to, you know, interview. Yo, so salute, bro.
Salute, my brother.